Welcome back to Rock Guitar Confidential with Scott and Ryan. Today's topic requires no introduction. An international tragedy has befallen us, and we're gonna work through it together. Stay tuned.
When it comes to podcasting, being able to hear what we're saying seems to be like a minimal, just walking in the front door kind of.
It's
level.
really the first threshold.
Yeah, exactly. If we can't, it would be great to have this whole podcast and no one can hear it. That'd be pretty, avant-garde of us. It's kind of John Cage, silence.
Absolutely. So if we were like only audio, but if we did the whole podcast in American Sign Language.
That's true. Dude, that'd be so avant-garde. You kidding me? How cool is that? Or make it like all just,
Or what if we
maybe some grunt in some kind of dead language that only 4 people in the world know.
Esperanto.
And it turns out we're the 2 of the people of the 4 who know it. Yeah, that'd be great, dude.
One of us speaking Latin and the other speaking Esperanto.
Exactly. Maybe ancient Inca.
Or what if we just tapped everything out in Morse code?
Exactly. I mean, that would be some compelling podcasting right there.
Dude, we could bring
We're really just giving too many good ideas. There's someone's going to steal all these ideas. It'll be like the huge, Morse code podcast is going to become trendy next week or something.
We could bring a horse on the podcast and have it tap once for yes and twice for no.
Exactly. Or maybe like one of those Magic 8 Balls and just have the whole show just be asking questions of the Magic 8 Ball. That'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
That, I don't know. There's so many things we could be doing, which is pretty amazing. So
just the whole idea of Magic 8 Ball is so 80s appropriate.
I love it, dude. Yeah, exactly. Not that we're only 80s. Come on. Our range extends to the late 70s and early 90s too.
Magic 8 Ball. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's, clearly an 8 Ball would know the future and the past. I mean, that seems obvious.
Yeah, definitely. And it wouldn't sleep for like a week.
All right, so welcome to the Rock Guitar Confidential Podcast, with Ryan and Scott, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Well, we have some sad news to announce, which maybe you've heard, maybe you haven't heard.
Well, I mean, it should have been plastered all over CNN, MSNBC, exactly. On all the network news. Yeah. If you've noticed some flags flying at half-mast, it's not just a national tragedy. It's
an international tragedy, man. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've been bummed.
Yeah, me too.
I've been fucking bummed.
I kind of saw it coming, though. It's not like one of those things I didn't see coming. I really saw it coming. As soon as we got that announcement a couple months ago.
Yeah.
This is kind of inevitable.
Fuck.
All right,
it shouldn't be inevitable.
No, it shouldn't be.
The answer is so, the solutions are so easy.
Yeah, well, are they, though? If there were, wait. Just so everyone's wonder what the hell we're talking about.
How could anyone wonder what we're talking about? It should be. I'm sure there's a UN General Assembly meeting. Gathering to discuss.
It's emergency
in an emergency meeting, right?
Exactly.
That's how serious this is.
What kind of international law can be brought to bear to make sure this doesn't happen?
It would be like if we if we're post 9/11 and we wouldn't have to tell people what 9/11 was.
Yeah, it's true.
So clearly,
that's a little offensive actually. Now I think about it. That's perhaps a slightly a little exaggerated. Slightly.
I don't know about that.
I mean, just a little bit.
No, this is pretty serious, dude.
All right, so for all you guys out there who are living under a rock, Andy LaRocque is no longer in King Diamond. He has left the band.
Fuck.
So, and this is, something that, like I was saying, I saw it coming. As soon as the Lex Legion announcement happened, I knew that, okay, he's got the entire Them and Conspiracy band with him, with a new singer. I assume King Diamond's a secure and magnanimous person, but that's got to be a shot across the bow, sort of in the time that they've been getting the 3 songs finished, whatever it is for the new King Diamond album, he's had a time to form a new band, write and release an entire album.
Well, kind of form an old band.
Yeah, but I mean, he's but he got a band, he wrote a whole album and released it in the time it took them to get 3 songs done for the King Diamond thing, which I'm going to guess is part of what led to the parting of ways there, that maybe King just wasn't on board with writing, but maybe he didn't like what Andy was writing. Maybe he was wanting to go in a different direction. Maybe Andy wanted to go in a different direction.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, what is the different direction though? I've got to wonder. I mean, so here's what's always bugged me.
Sure.
I mean, if you've done it once, you can do it again, right? They made Them and Conspiracy, and they made Abigail, right?
Yeah.
You've done it before.
When you say it, you mean the thing that they did was great albums? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, great albums. And I mean, you can hear some of there's moments on Ex Aegis not Ex Aegis, Lex Legion.
There's
and
definitely moments on Ex
yeah.
Aegis where there's some King Diamond going on. There's no doubt.
That's cool. That's the first time that our band names being so similar is Freudian slipped.
Yeah, exactly. But no, you're not wrong. Whenever Ryan is playing a guitar solo, there's definitely some King Diamond going on.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
to some degree. You know what I mean? He's got his own. You have your own style, of course, but they're definitely heavily influenced by Andy. You know,
as we should all hope to be.
And Pete Black too. Give credit too.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
So there are moments on Lex Legion where, like the solo sections with like on the opening track on Sleep Eternally, right?
Yeah.
So there's a key melody that like harmonized guitar melody on top. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's on top of like the heavy distorted guitars. But there's also like the arpeggiated like chimey acoustic guitar. So it's a lush part of the song. The production is that way. If I were to criticize any of the later King Diamond stuff. And here's where I have perhaps a concern.
So what would be later King Diamond stuff? Is it like post 2000?
So like House of God in particular. Okay. Andy has remastered
Give
that
me
too.
Your Soul, Please. Those,
I think like The Graveyard, right? Just anything post 2000.
Yeah.
I think the production is just way too dry.
Yeah, and it's not
too
epic
dry
enough for something like King Diamond.
No, it's not. Right? It doesn't have moments like there are on Lex Legion, right? So Lex Legion proved you can do it again and update it and be modern.
Oh, if they had swapped out, the vocal parts for King Diamond instead, it would just be a great new King Diamond album,
right?
If not to say anything against, oh gosh, what Nils is the
Nils K. Rude,
he's a great singer. Not a good singer, he's a great singer. But I mean, if they had done King Diamond and come in and did his vocals on it, it would have just been a kick-ass new King Diamond album.
Well, because what would also be. So what's missing from Lex Legion for me is that there isn't a plot. There's no story. There's no.
See, that to me is not a. That's not an issue because I'm always in it for just the music. You know what I mean? The story
that's part of the fun of King Diamond.
I know.
Man. I want my kick-ass horror.
I was just saying for you, that's absolutely true. For me, I just want to hear killer music, and they give that, which is why I love King Diamond.
They do, absolutely. Yeah. But I do miss the horror movie in the theater of my mind.
And I'm sure there's a ton of King Diamond fans that feel that way, who want the whole thing. They want the story. They want the horror. I'm sure that I'm probably the weird, like odd man out on that one. I just care about the songs. You know what I mean?
That's all right.
But I'm also not a lyric guy, so I literally never pay attention to it anyway.
And that's funny because I'm not a lyric guy either. But I am a horror guy.
Yes, you are, and I'm not.
So that
means for me I'm actually like la 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 ears in the head. Just killer guitars, great melodies.
So if King were like singing about
rainbows and puppies,
delightful friendly aliens.
Yes, I would be like I wouldn't care then either. I would just be listening to music.
You'll be like, what? The new Wall-E movie has a soundtrack by King Diamond.
That'd be
great.
Awesome. Just like as a performance piece, it'd be great.
Ooh,
Toy Story 6, King Diamond soundtrack.
Right. Score by King Diamond. Yeah.
Exactly.
See, that would actually be pretty rad.
That would be rad.
Maybe like the toys would like die and come back to life, but
it'd be wrong and evil and stuff.
Yeah, or like become like
Pet Cemetery situation,
cannibal vampire toys or something. Ooh, that'd be great. Or you know
what? We're just giving away too many ideas. Like started the podcast day with here's a bunch of ideas. Everybody start taking them and run away. And now we're giving them all these other ideas.
So like Puppet Master, that is kind of King's version of Toy Story.
Okay,
right. So just like take the Puppet Master album and then just superimpose it over like Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, that would be the best.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen very soon. I'm sure.
Like Toy Story 7.
Bob Iger's like, that's it, boys. This is gold.
That's right.
Yeah.
Toy Story 7. This time it's personal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no,
Woody's had enough. He's not taking anymore.
There's definitely elements of the Lex Legion album where there's clearly like leaning into the King Diamondness of the whole thing, and I think that's great.
Or is it leaning into the Andy LaRockeness of the whole thing?
Well, I think it's both.
Obviously,
Pete Black wrote a lot of stuff too. You know
totally.
What I mean? It wasn't just Andy doing that. You know what I mean? And I think Pete and Mickey were the main driving force of the band starting in the first place.
Yeah. So now the rumors have always been so Pete Black and Hal Patino were the toxic twins of the band.
Yeah,
right?
Joe Perry and
out getting hammered, right? And so King, I think King has explained in interviews that that's why those guys got fired from the band.
Mm-hmm.
They just partied too hard, right? Because they were young guys with like probably near unlimited funds. Just successful rock stars, really. But he brought Hal Patino back to play bass in the band like around Abigail 2.
Mm-hmm. Electro Boogaloo.
Yes, but then fired him again. Fuck, but it seems. But I mean, obviously they were able to get it together enough to do Lex Legion, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't there have been? I mean, Mike Weed's a fine guitar player, but I mean,
he's a great guitar player, man.
He's a great guitar
fantastic
player. Yeah. But man, Pete Black is the sound.
Yeah, well, Pete Black's OG, like for the greatest King Diamond stuff that's ever been. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, do you know Pete Black was supposed to be the original? Like he was supposed to be in the Andy LaRocque spot because remember the original lineup for King Diamond had Timmy Hansen and on bass, and then Michael Denner on that guitar
really
spot.
An extension of Merciful Fate, sort of.
That's right. So the bass player of Merciful Fate and one of the guitar players from Merciful Fate, and then the other guitar player opposite Michael Denner was supposed to be Pete Black.
Yeah.
But Pete was playing in a band called Geisha.
Yeah, we've seen that. The good stuff too.
Which is great stuff. Yeah.
Very 80s. Very like full on 80s, like going hair metal direction. Geisha.
But also like kabuki makeup. Right, it wasn't like Poison or Whitesnake.
It wouldn't have been like completely
makeup.
like off that grade though either. If you put Poison and then back to back, it wouldn't be like, what the hell is this? It'd be kind of.
But with like Kiss style face paint though.
Yeah.
So
I mean, in that same world
though.
It was great stuff, but I have no problem with Poison. I think Poison's great.
I think so too. I'm just trying to give a visual to our listeners. So yes.
But I mean, everyone knows Geisha. Come on, everybody.
Of course. Man, I wish they did.
Yeah. Well, they will now after this podcast.
That's right.
Like, oh my God, who's this Geisha? Let's go.
Just time to hop on YouTube, folks.
That's okay. Stay away from the adult sites with the word Geisha and result because that's a different thing. It's not going to be the same.
To take you in a variety of different directions.
So Geisha band.
Yes.
Put it like that way.
Geisha band 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe Pete Black. Throw that in there too.
Yeah, that's just BLAKK.
Yeah, just make sure that you go with that one instead. But
so anyway, I just don't know why they can. I mean, now there's like AI photos of the Lex Legion lineup, but they've like photoshopped King Diamond in place of Nils K. Rue. It's just like, man, like what could have been?
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the question I have for you. What do you think is the thing that was the final straw? Do you think it was Andy forming Lex Legion that he made King say, like, okay, well, fine, go do that instead? Or do you think it was like he felt called out because it's taken? Because I know Andy in the press recently said a lot about, hey, we're doing what we can. King's doing his thing. I know it's been ages and ages. We haven't had any movement on the album, so I don't know. You'd have to really ask him. That kind of
Which
thing.
is all fair, right?
So he
didn't trash anybody.
King the wrong way, and he's just kind of like, hey, I don't know.
I don't know.
Expected Andy to sit on his hands and just wait till he got around to it. You know what I mean?
And I don't know what the dissatisfaction would have been. I mean, there are like on Lex Legion, there are riffs where like I could point to, they sound a lot like other King Diamond riffs, right? I could tell you like what song and what album.
That's a feature, not a bug. They wanted to have that kind of echo of.
Like there's one riff on Lex Legion that sounds like the Candle from Fatal Portrait. There's another one that sounds like one of the riffs off of Abigail. So I mean, as I listen to it, I can hear like, oh, okay, that's just like that other song off that album, that classic album.
Yeah.
But he changed a chord or like altered the melody a little.
It's like an homage to, or it's like a touching on like something similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like ripping yourself off, right?
And I don't feel like they like didn't lean into that. They definitely leaned into that a little bit too. You know what I mean?
Which is totally fine. And I think
the music is still kick ass. It's still great.
And I think I read somewhere too that they're already working on another album, which would be great. Like so, hopefully
they got one live show booked for like November, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Shit. Well, so my birthday's in November. Let's fly to Sweden.
There's playing in Sweden though.
All right. Well, I mean, we've got time. Let's work out. Let's get the tickets to Sweden. Who do we know in Sweden?
I don't know.
All right. If any of our listeners are from Sweden, just let us know if Scott and I can crash on your couch.
We hear you, Ingve. I know.
Yeah, that's right.
You're coming to see Ingve? No, I want to see Lex Legion. No, Ingve, right?
We hear you, Ingve.
Yeah.
Wow. No, not you, Ingve J. Malmsteen.
Yeah, maybe we'll finish the song at some point.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. So if I'm in King's shoes, I can understand being dissatisfied with the production quality of the 2000s albums, for which Andy is largely.
So Andy's doing the production on those. Okay.
Yeah, so Andy has his Sonic Train Studios, but he produces other bands too, and
he produced the Lex Legion album too.
And Lex Legion came out sounding great.
Yeah,
so I just don't.
Maybe it's like between the two of them, they decided that they wanted a certain production style that they just went with on the latter day King Diamond albums.
In terms of production, so them is it's mixed really weird but I think that actually kind of makes it a little bit timeless. It was the guy who did the keyboards on that album and King. Like those guys are the ones who mixed and mastered it. So it's kind of mid-rangey, right? There's not a lot of like low end.
Yeah, I noticed that about a lot of albums in that time period too. Though they were kind of like that, or very nasally, I guess I would say. You know what I mean?
Like the bass guitar is way more prominent on them than a person realizes right out of the gate, right? So it's like on a song like
Bless you.
Thank you. On a song like Welcome Home, you can really hear the growl out of the bass guitar. It's being played in unison with the guitar part.
Yeah.
So it thickens everything up. So you would mistake it for being a guitar, I guess, just on a casual listen.
Like a big, thick guitar.
Yes, exactly. But not because it's like
like a drop tuning or something like that.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Goodness.
bless you.
Yeah, I know. Man.
I know it's great. It's breaking me up too, man.
Seriously, no, I mean, look, I've been legitimately bummed.
No, it's a dude. This is like everyone. I mean, the press release they did was, hey, we want to thank you for the 40 years, and we're so proud of everything we created together. Like everything you're supposed to say. But at the end of the day, let's be real. This is a 40-year marriage that broke up. That didn't happen for no reason. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. So somebody was dissatisfied with someone else, and like
could be mutual. Maybe they both just want to go. No, because Andy was saying he gave him like 8 completed songs, and King wanted to only use 3 of them. You know what I mean? And that felt weird to me. It's like, okay, but we don't have any other songs, so what are we going to do? You know what I mean? And
yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
And going out of his way to explain that all the Lex Legion stuff, they aren't leftover King Diamond songs. He wrote all new stuff for Lex Legion. Yeah, it's just weird, man. I'm bummed. We're not going to get a King. If we get another King Diamond album, it won't have Andy on it. So it won't.
So it's about what happened with the King Diamond Cap. They brought in Gus G to take Andy's spot. Now Gus is an awesome guitar player, great writer.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'll do a great job. I have no doubts. I'm not at all worried about that. Just it's only so much you can do. He's kind of a hired hand, so it's not like he's going to have any say so in pushing things along and making things happen.
He's the quintessential hired gun.
Yeah, he is.
Right?
He's got his own stuff too. He does his solo stuff. He has got the Firewind, which is his band.
Yeah, I mean, we got to see him a couple years ago over at Holy Diver.
Yeah.
And he was great.
There was Vinnie Moore, him, and Rich Kotzen. Yep,
that's exactly right.
Yep.
So Gus G was great. I've got
his solo stuff in Firewind is freaking fantastic.
Totally,
man. That's great stuff. You know what I mean? And the stuff he did with Ozzy, I'm bummed that he really just got brought in to play solos, because the freaking producer played all the rhythm guitar and stuff on that, and it wrote all the songs. So they brought in Gus just as a soloist. It's
so we know he's gonna do more.
Yeah,
and I'm so I don't know, right? So I'm bummed that if King Diamond tours again, which I still hope he does. Like I'm such a fan. You can just feed me whatever King Diamond, and if it's King Diamond
that
stuff,
last time
then
they
I'll
did that run. They had to cancel a bunch of shows towards the end of it because they're just the soft ticket sales. You know what I mean?
Is that why? I thought King was sick also for part of that. I think that was bullshit.
I think it was soft ticket sales. Well, David Lee Roth just canceled the half of his tour too for the same reason.
So okay, I would be. Like if I were Andy, right, and I had to go through that tour with soft ticket sales, like I mean, maybe the reason is that they weren't supporting a new album, right? They had the whole stage dressing for St. Lucifer's Hospital and everything, and that was the tour.
Yeah, but the album wasn't out yet,
and they. Well, yeah, and so
now
Well, and here's the problem is that like I don't know what the plot is. I don't know who the characters are. So if you bring someone on, so when you do a song off the album, like I don't know, and you've got all the theatrics involved as well.
Because the theatrics with King Diamond is not a secondary thing. That's actually a primary thing. The whole thing is built in and sort of intertwined with the theatrics. So
right when Grandma comes on stage, I know who Grandma is, and I know the whole plot, and I know, what I mean. And it's just so cool to see her up there.
Yeah, it's like a Broadway show sort of vibe mixed with a metal show.
It's like a Broadway show, except it doesn't suck.
Well, what I mean by that is it's like a whole thing. It's a production. It's not just like a prop.
Yes,
it's not like Eddie from Iron Maiden just runs out there and goes blue, 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 and runs back off the stage. It's actually it's more than that.
It's totally more than that. Yeah. But again, unlike Broadway, it doesn't fucking suck.
I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying. In the sense that it's interwoven with the music, it's a part of the performance. It's not like it's just like this. It's not like a mascot that comes out like when Rob Halford rides out on his motorcycle. It's not like that.
It's like the best of both worlds. Like Grandma kind of is and isn't a mascot, which is perfect. Yeah. I mean, King Diamond is his own mascot. It's the best ever.
So what you're saying is because it wasn't tied to an album that people already were invested in, it kind of fell flat because
speaking for myself, if I'm hearing a new song off of so it's like when you read a book, right? Like, so you could go see the movie or you could read the book.
Okay.
And reading the book is almost always superior because your imagination is going to be better than anything that someone else is going to put together, right?
Sure.
But it's still fun to read the book and then to go watch the movie and see how that compares to, you know, what you had
So what
envisioned.
you're saying
right?
is if you had like the album, if you had a chance to sit with the album for a while, that would enhance your enjoyment of the live performance.
That's absolutely correct. And then and then in equal measure, it kind of like was a detriment to my enjoyment of it because I'm like, okay, why is there a brain in that jar over there? Why you know? Okay, the song's about electroshock therapy, so who's getting electroshock therapy and why?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, so King Diamond like there's a character that wears like a dead skin mask kind of thing, which is always fucking cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like
I mean,
on
if you
Full
know,
House, remember they had one of those?
yeah, right. Yeah, remember when DJ finds Danny's dead skin mask? Remember when they find Uncle Joey's dead skin mask like under his bed? Yeah,
Oh, you
dude, the whole serial killer arc in Full House is.
Give you a talking to, sir.
That's right. How dare you kill all those hookers and throw their bodies in the river?
It's like, hey,
Uncle Joey.
No one loved them. Okay, they didn't have a family.
That's right. I was doing them a favor, kids.
Exactly. Oh, you know, didn't think about that, Uncle Joey. That sounds like it was fair then.
And come on, we live in San Francisco. We're rich, so you don't have to care about any of this.
Exactly. Let's go
Yes.
to Disneyland, kids. Oh, yay.
Yay! Right. So, well, you could just tell Candace Cameron, well, you know, they were gay.
Yeah, sure. That's
And then Candace would be like,
Had it
oh, I don't
coming.
give a fuck.
Had it coming, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, oh, they had it coming.
Yeah.
Yep, so there
We'll
you
have to
go.
do for flouting the Lord's justice.
That's
You know,
exactly right. Yeah.
I guess so.
That's what you get for making Jesus sad when boys kiss, is what she would say.
Which totally happens.
That's a real
It's
thing.
a real thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, you know, if King Diamond wants to write a horror album, there's the plot right there.
Yeah, there you go.
So you're welcome,
Based
King.
on Full House.
Please steal this. if
Bob
you're
Saget
listening.
should have like a co-write on that. You know?
Ooh, the ghost of Bob Saget.
Exactly. Which is even more perfect.
Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Tormented in hell, coast of Bob Saget. You know, like
Cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I've done a good job offending people so far during this podcast.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, it's helping me like express my frustration.
Yeah, well, it is frustrating. It's tough when like these classic. I mean, I think Lex Legion's fantastic. I love it. That's great. It feels to me like it's a what's the word? It's a consolation prize. Hey, no more Andy and King Diamond, but Andy's got this great other band, and he's going to do a bunch of killer music with that. You know, it sucks because you're not going to get the the original kind of lineup of King and Andy together.
And you know, like here's another thing that sucks for me personally, right?
Okay.
So, like, I really pride myself on like having the coolest best friends, like you included, right? Like about all
So
the
sweet. I wasn't expecting that. Aw.
I think
Thanks,
I've done
Ryan. You're the best, man.
oh, thanks. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
you too, man. I think I've done a good job. Like, I choose quality people and things in my life.
Yeah.
Right? I picked my car deliberately. I fucking love it for
Yeah.
good reason. I'm totally satisfied. It's the best of its fucking kind.
Yep.
I really dig it. Right. That doesn't mean that it has to be the most expensive of something. By the way, folks, you know, you can. I liked my car before that. I got a killer deal on it. Like
Yeah.
the GTI was fucking great. Right. I felt smart for getting a good deal, and it was a high quality thing, and I enjoyed it. Right?
Yeah, you like what you like doesn't necessarily mean that I went and got a Bentley or an Aston Martin or something like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's just everything that I like is super high quality and fucking awesome, and I'm proud of it. Right?
Yeah.
And I was proud that like what my favorite like my songwriting duo like those guys like I can count on King and Andy. Right?
Yeah.
Like you can take whoever else. Gene and Paul retired, but then like there were the years when like Gene wasn't really participating in the 80s.
Is that lost though? Is that
and
really
it was
lost?
just but I mean I don't feel like I'm a total Kiss fan, but not the way that I'm a King Diamond fan.
Oh no, yeah.
King Diamond was like, dude, King and Andy like that.
Yep.
You can like
Well, they've been together forever too. It's like they always one
you can
with
take
the other.
you can take King and Andy to the bank like all the time. I know somewhere like they're praising Satan with the power of metal, right? And I know that eventually they're going to come back around to at least the Bay Area or something, right? And so like that's over now. So like this, it's
now.
like,
I mean, who knows?
It
man?
feels like so. The first car I ever bought with my own money was a 2002 Saab 9.3.
Yeah.
Right? It was this totally unique fucking thing. It wasn't like any other car on the road, at least here in stupid America, right? So I had my cool, unique thing. It was mine.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
like if you don't get it, that's like your problem. You don't understand why you don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be great if you would understand why this thing is so fucking cool. And
But you're not going to like bend over backwards to help you understand why this should be so cool.
Sure, or like the first American guitar I bought with my own money was my Brian Moore C55. Same thing. It was a small manufacturer. It's a unique body shape. It's a high end thing. It wasn't the most expensive thing, but it was a high end thing, right? And it's not going to be like you're going to, if not you specifically, Scott, but you other person, you're going to show up at rehearsal with like a guitar I've seen before.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show up at rehearsal with a guitar you've never seen before because
your mind's gonna be blown, man.
Yeah, so just whatever it is, man. I just want the real dope on whatever, right?
Yeah,
I just had a bottle of 4-year aged barrel aged soy sauce from Japan on my front porch. Why? Because I was watching a cooking show and they were talking all about how soy sauce is brewed and fermented and shit, right?
Yeah. It's in shit? Oh, no.
Yes.
It's brewed and fermented in shit.
Right?
I feel all different about soy sauce now.
So,
God.
if you have a tub of shit and a tub of soy sauce.
Just put them together.
Well, so if you throw some soy sauce in the tub of shit, it's still a tub of shit.
That's true.
But if you throw a handful of shit in the soy sauce, then the soy sauce is fucking ruined. Yeah. So there's some words of wisdom
Exactly.
right there.
When truer words have never been spoken.
That's right.
You helped a lot of people just now, Ryan. Oh, my God.
You guys all marinate on that. Words to live by.
Exactly.
So whatever it is, I want the real dope on whatever it is. I want to nerd out on that thing, and I want to, that's part of the fun of life.
And so you feel like with Andy and King no longer together, you don't have the real dope out there to like lean on and say, okay, check this out. Look at this.
Yeah,
no
like
matter
that's
what else is happening in my life, I can plan on there's another King Diamond album around the corner, or another King Diamond tour coming around the corner.
Yeah,
but now you feel like you've been robbed of that. It's taken from you.
Or if there is a tour, it's going to have Gus G on guitar, standing where Andy should be, playing Andy's parts.
Yeah,
that Andy wrote.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm doing a great job, obviously.
No doubt.
Pro. He's gonna nail it. But
I mean, as you and I know, only you sound like you, and
true.
only I sound like me. At the end of the day, there's still there's the DNA of you as a guitar player, as an artist, that is always coming through at all times.
That's one of the big downsides of when you have a lineup change of a band or an artist. All of a sudden things are never going to sound the same again. No matter how good the person replacing them is, they're going to be great, but it's like it's not the same. You know what I mean?
It's not the same at all.
Yeah.
It's I mean, last time King Diamond came to town, I brought 3 people with me, right? We've got, there's my buddy Jay, who we fly him in from Iowa. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a tradition.
Yeah.
I mean, now we did that for Merciful Fate, too. So if King Diamond, and you know what, we'll do it again.
Yeah, what's up with Merciful Fate, too? Are they working on an album supposedly, too? I mean...
that's what I thought. Yeah, well, so King...
I feel like this kind of, everything just stopped. Like, all the momentum just kind of stopped.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because so this is a trend, not just... So, like, hey, we're going to play a couple of new songs, but there's no album.
Yeah.
King has done that in Merciful. The Jackal of Salzburg or whatever. So he promoted that. It's gonna be on the next, and then there's no fucking album.
Yeah.
Man, I blame his kid. Dude,
I know you long have blamed his kid for that whole thing.
You know what? And
did he just his priorities are like not what they were?
They're just not the right priorities. He's probably focusing on his stupid human child when he should be focusing on like keeping King Diamond together and releasing a new album and then releasing Merciful Fate.
It's definitely
I mean, just put the kid in like a kennel or something. I don't know.
Fallacy that you can only have one or the other. You definitely could do both.
I mean, aren't there like shopping malls in like? There's got to be a giant shopping mall in Texas where he could just walk in with the kid, let the kid get lost, and then he could just go home. And then, like child CPS will find the kid.
It's pretty strange to me. Or they would take him right back to his parents and then say, hey, guys.
Fuck.
Thanks for listening to the Rock Guitar Confidential Podcast with Ryan and Scott, especially you, King. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Now back to the show. That's not how it works, man.
God damn it. Isn't there somewhere where you can just like leave a kid and then you're off the hook?
I mean...
Like a fire station? He could take the kid to a fire station and be
I think there's a time limit on that, though. You can't, like, after the kid's like 4, you can't just go drop him off.
I think you need to change that law. That should be, like, good. That should just be evergreen, right? Like, okay, I'm done with this.
16, like, I'm kind of done with this. Just going to drop this kid out. Yeah.
You just, like, look, I fucked up, and then just here. And there could be, like, a chute that you could just, like, put him and then go down, like
a
underground.
Mailbox just in there, yeah.
Yeah, like a mail chute, right? Just send the kid down the mail chute. Like, maybe you have to, like, sign some paperwork or something.
Yeah.
Just there could just be, like, a notepad pad that just says like I relinquish this kid, and then you just sign it, shove the kid down the chute, and then who cares really what happens next, except that you have your life back. So King should have done something like that.
Well, you know what? Here's another thing that you might consider: is maybe that music is just not as important as it once was. You know, maybe it's one of those things. It's not just. I'm not saying that his kid's the only reason. Maybe he just doesn't have that fire in the belly anymore. You know, because if you think about it, how many albums did he put out? Let's say between 1980 and 1990. How many albums did he put out there?
Between 80 and 90.
Yeah.
So there's Fatal Portrait, Abigail, Them, Conspiracy. And so Conspiracy was like and the Eye.
Okay, so he put out
right. So that's 5 albums.
He wrote, recorded, and toured 5 albums in the same amount of time he's been talking about this one album. Now that's not just something that happened because the record label's pushing him to put more product out. It's not something that he just had that fire in his belly that he wanted to create. I think that fire in the belly is just something that's intermittent now. I think it'll come and he'll get really inspired for a short period of time, and then he'll just lose the inspiration. And
clearly,
it
got smothered with fucking diapers and
maybe not, but maybe that's giving him out. It's a little easy out. Maybe he just kind of isn't really feeling it.
I just can't point to like what else would.
And also, like, let's say he is feeling that. Say he's feeling like I'm not totally inspired. Well, dude, Andy walked up and handed you like 8 completed songs.
Right.
Let's just write lyrics to that, and then let's get a couple more, maybe 2 more songs, maybe a couple like instrumental and like an intro outro thing. Boom, 10 songs. You know what I mean? Album's done, and then you're ready to go. You know what I mean?
So then, why would he do the whole? So again, speaking as a fan.
I also am a fan, by the way. I'm a total
I know. Yeah, just speaking for myself. So the King Diamond. So if you get the DVD Songs for the Dead.
Yep, it's killer. I got it. Yeah.
Dude, he could just, instead of doing all the St. Lucifer's Hospital stuff and this and that, you know what I would want? I would want King Diamond to play somewhere in the Bay Area, like within 7 days of Halloween every year, and it could be the same fucking show every year. And I'll spend the money. I'll be there every time. Every year. I'll buy a ticket every time. And I'm going to get that thing, and it'll be on Halloween. And it's like people that go to see like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and they like recite all the lyrics.
Or like
back
a version of like Transparent
shit.
Orchestra on Christmas time. People go see that every year.
Right.
Yeah.
Only cooler because it's not stupid fucking Christmas. It's Halloween. Which is
easy
far
there, but
superior.
No. Sabotage is Transparent Orchestra. Sabotage kicks ass, dude.
Well, but I mean, Sabotage is Sabotage.
Yeah.
If you go see Trans-Siberian Orchestra, you're not going to hear Hall of the Mountain King.
No, you will.
Will you?
They play several.
Do they do Hall of the
Sabotage
Mountain
songs.
King?
They play several Sabotage
like with
songs.
the vocals and everything?
Well, yeah. Zach Stevens is the singer in that band. Yeah.
Really?
They play like a
Nice.
handful of Sabotage songs. Yeah.
Okay, that's
the audience
cool.
probably doesn't know they're a Sabotage song, but people who know Sabotage and Transparent Orchestra are the same thing know that that's a Sabotage song.
I see. I just
and
thought
right now
they
they're
did.
touring as Sabotage again.
Oh, that's see. I'm all for that.
So don't be easy on the talking about TSO, man, because TSO is Sabotage.
Okay, well, to be
Sabotage
fair,
is in the pantheon of my top 10 favorite bands.
I was talking shit about Christmas.
Okay.
Which I will always talk shit about.
I don't necessarily conflate those two because it happens around Christmas time. That's just so they can sell out arenas 2 times a day.
Okay, I thought Trans-Siberian Orchestra was like a Christmas thing.
Well, they play some Christmas music, and they've got some albums like that are based around that, but it's like rock and metal, and then they'll throw in Sabotage songs too.
Yeah, look, and I think
basically you know the story on that, right?
Yeah, and Al Petrelli tours with them too.
It's the same. It's the same lineup as Dead Winter Dead. That's basically. They have 2 touring. I know Angus Clark and Alex Skolnick are in the other one.
Oh, wow.
There's a West Coast and there's an East Coast.
Does Hoaxera still do it too?
Yeah, sometimes.
Nice.
I mean, but here's the thing: is that they have to tour like that because they have so many dates to do. They only have like a 2-month window to do it. You know what I mean? So they'll have usually 2 shows a day, like for 2 months straight, and they have 2 different touring acts doing that same thing. So they have the East Coast and the West Coast version of that, and you can imagine that that's almost like one of these like seasonal businesses where they make all the money in like 2 months for the year.
Yeah, well, I mean, so then you know what, King, just find an understudy that will like wear your makeup and
They go
just
tour
like
on
make
the East Coast while you're here.
just make it a cover band then, and do 2 shows a day like throughout Halloween, and I don't know.
I don't think there's enough audience for 2 shows a day for like an entire,
there has to be King, man.
If
Like
it was
King,
like maybe 3-night stand or something like that, that would be cool. Like have each of the nights have a theme or something, like do Them, Conspiracy, and Abigail or something, or
I mean, that would be fucking
something
cool,
to
yeah.
that effect. You know what I mean? And just do that in a couple of select cities over that month or something.
Well, so there was one tour where he did the Abigail album in its entirety, and then also did all the hits. I mean, that might have been like the superior tour.
Wouldn't it be cool to see like each night's a different theme? You know what I mean? Like how that'd be pretty sweet.
It'd be fucking great. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, anything, anything other than like just play a couple songs that I don't know what's I don't know.
The songs are good though. Those songs, like
Sure.
they're cool. I mean, I think they're if in the bigger context, they might really scratch that itch for you. You know what I mean? But they're cool in their own way. But to me, I think it's less of a deal. I'm less in it for the story. I'm more in it just for the music. You know what I mean?
Lex of a deal.
It's much Lex.
It's Lex of a Legion.
I love Lex Legion.
Yeah, I know.
Great,
I love it too, man.
It's
so
killer.
I just, so here's another thing, right? So Lex Legion is probably not coming within a 500-mile radius of Sacramento.
3,000-mile radius.
Right, they're probably not coming to the States at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Well, that's more of a comment on the United States than it is about the music or anything.
Well, no, but it says a practical matter. It means like I'm never going to see that band live, which I would really like to.
Well, no, the way you get around that is they do a nice pro shot DVD or Blu-ray or something of what they did and release it on streaming or release it on Blu-ray, and all the fans will snatch it up. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I mean that'd be cool, but I'd still rather be there in person.
No, I'm with you too. But like that wouldn't be bad. I would be cool down for that. That way, at least you can still see them live. You know what I mean? And then even if it's by proxy, something you can argue. It's almost like watching a football game on TV. It's probably a better experience watching it on TV than being at the stadium because you can really see the angles and it's closer and stuff. So
could be. I generally like watching sports live. Well, some sports. Okay, if it's a sport that I don't really like, so basketball, I'll watch that on TV, and I also like watching it in person. Like
I think basketball's got so much juice, like in person. It's like so cool. It's like way more
cool.
visceral. In
person.
You know what I mean? For sure.
But I mean, I like it both ways when it comes to basketball.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When it's if it's something like baseball, right? Like I cannot watch baseball on TV. It's the most boring I'm sorry. It's the second most boring fucking thing. Golf is the most boring fucking thing.
I can't co-sign that because I'm a baseball junkie. I love baseball, man.
Well, dude, you know what? Let's go see a game live because that's a blast.
Oh yeah, see, like that's what I was gonna say. That's what my son did to see the Giants last year, and then this year again, and it's it's so much fun. I think all live sports is really fun, but you can make it. The point I'm trying to make is you can make an argument that it's better to watch it on TV because you get more angles and you can see that pitch 3 times. You can tell that was a ball or that was a strike, or you can see live. It's like you get one shot at it, and that's cool. There's something to that, like where it's just whatever happens is what happens. You see it once, but I mean I don't know. You could argue both ways on that. And it's really a matter of opinion. I think at the end of the day, like what you think is better.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Well, and so just
you don't get any $10 beers at like home. I mean, come on.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, right. Sorry, my brain buffered there completely. Well, but just before I lose the thought, part of the fun of King Diamond is like being there live with all of the King Diamond fans.
Yeah.
Because we're all the people that bought the Sob.
Yeah.
All in one place. It's like when you go to NAMM and it's just like it's vast, but then you realize, holy shit, like everyone here is a musician.
Yeah.
And that just is a cool feeling.
Yeah, that's the same thing like Comic-Con and something like that too. Everyone there's like a big fan of whatever the property is. Like that's a good feeling too. You know what I mean? That's
absolutely.
Like a bunch of like-minded folks. You know what I mean?
So there need to be moments where people like that can gather. I would say that King Diamond fanatics are probably a smaller. It's even more rare than Comic-Con or
you got
NAMM,
power metal.
obviously.
You have like the dark satanic imagery, the horror elements.
Yeah,
like all that stuff. And that appeals to a certain kind of person. You know what I mean?
It's an awesome rare thing, and something is lost now.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, something else is found though, because who knows? Who knows? Let's just put on a positive spin.
Yeah.
Maybe Lex Legion goes on and conquers the world. Maybe becomes like the next big metal thing. Maybe they're headlining Sweden Rock next year or something. You know what I mean? And they're just like being like this kick-ass amazing band. And then maybe King Diamond gets Gus in, and Gus goes and lights a fire under King Diamond, and they write a bunch of tunes, and they finish that record, and they go out and tour, and they have this amazing stage show, and Gus fits like a glove. You know what I mean? And
he fits like a Gus.
He fits like a Gus. Like his job is to fit like a Gus. That's what he does.
Right. No, totally. Dude,
and he's got the chops and the tools, and he's the cool dude. I mean, he's got everything that a guy wants to be, like for a sideman, guitar player. He's got what you need. You know
so I'm trying to allow myself to consider this possibility,
yes.
and I see.
I think there's a non-zero chance that happens. You know what I mean?
I see. Yeah, there's a non-zero chance exactly. So there's only one variable that concerns me, but maybe this could be like a Blizzard of Oz heaven and hell moment.
We have 2 good bands out of 1 good band.
Well, yeah. So Black Sabbath kicks Ozzy Osbourne out, and then everyone thinks Ozzy's career is done, and everyone thinks that Black Sabbath is done too, right? Yeah. But what does Black Sabbath do? They hire Ronnie James Dio and release probably their best album.
Yeah.
I mean, really, Heaven and Hell it's peak Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Well, also, Peru got chip on their shoulder. You know what I mean? And Ronnie Dio, same thing, because Ronnie just left Rainbow.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
You know, he's got to come in and prove that he's more than just the Richie Blackmore's puppet. You know what I mean?
That's right. And then maybe, you know, so yeah, and then
although
Ozzy finds Randy.
If he wanted to prove that, he should be over 5 feet tall. If he wants to prove he's not someone's puppet, that would have been more helpful.
But as a puppet,
Sorry,
you know, he could have, you know, but maybe he could be like could have been a murder puppet in a King Diamond album.
Like Megan, early version of Megan. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I wish that movie had just gone more horror. Anyway, so yeah, so then Ozzy finds Randy and releases Blizzard of Oz. So both of their
one
careers,
of his greatest albums too. You know,
that's right. Yeah. So you know, careers both revitalized and revived, and you know all of it. So you know, let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope that's what happens.
There's not. It's not unlikely that happens. I mean, that very well could happen. The one thing I would kind of be a little bit more nervous about is I don't know that Gus is lighting the fire under his ass to get back on the pot and writing stuff. But maybe seeing that Andy put together Lex Legion and got this record out and kicked ass, got hugely well received album. Maybe that makes him go, you know, I should show them what I can do. You know, and they go out there and do his thing too. So
you know what? Just let Gus write the whole fucking album.
Yeah.
And then you know,
does Mike Weed write it all?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. You know, Mike Weed has been in Merciful Fate and King Diamond. He's been kind of like the Swiss Army, all of King's projects, like for quite some time, like maybe even 20 years or more.
Fantastic player, man. Really good. I mean,
25 years, something like that.
The King Diamond's got a very specific kind of style, though, and that's the thing that Andy and King kind of always created that together. You know what I mean? So you'd have to essentially try and like, you know, channel Andy's playing, Andy's riffs to make it sound like King Diamond, if that makes sense.
I mean, King Diamond albums have to sound cinematic.
Yeah, big. Yeah. And I think Gus is capable. If you listen to any of the Firewind stuff, he's got some epic riffs and some epic productions and stuff on that. You know.
I mean, well, King's got something to prove now.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe like seeing Lex Legion coming out and kicking ass, it's like we'll put a little fire in his belly and say, hey, I should go out there and kick ass too. You know,
King Diamond has to understand that the fans are disappointed and maybe even pissed.
About which part? About like Andy leaving, or about the 10 million years between albums.
It's more about Andy leaving.
Okay.
Right. So like if you know, again, because like I said earlier, if a new album didn't come out and if they just came back like sometime around Halloween. And like maybe this time you play them in its entirety, right? Like and do a whole new stage plot, like dress it up like the house, add some extra characters, do something with like.
That's actually a really good point, because if you think about it,
the blood tea and like the demons and stuff. I mean, you could do something really fucking cool. You know, without blowing up the budget. I mean, use the same crew, use the same. You know, there's the woman who does all the like choreography and stuff and plays grandma and all that. I think
she's like an actress, right? That they bring along with her.
Yeah, that's right. Actress, choreographer, dance professional.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. So you know,
well, imagine like 3 years from now or 4 years from now, like maybe King puts out this new album. You know, Lex Legion's maybe got 2 albums out and they've done some touring and that kind of thing. You know, imagine if they decide, you know what, let's just bring Lex Legion and King together. And then we'll go tour and do them in Conspiracy in their entirety for that tour. That would be gangbusters, man.
Oh, it would be great. And so here's the variable that's lurking.
Oh, no. Something's lurking?
Yes. Well, shit, if King wants to write a plot about something, we're all getting fucking old, man.
Speak for yourself, my brother.
Well, I mean, we're all getting old no matter what we do, right? Like, it's inevitable. Time waits for no man or woman. Anyway, so and so
no person, probably the more
no person, yes, and so well, I mean, I think the original like quote is "Time waits for no man." That's why.
Isn't it no one? No one. Time waits for no one.
Yeah,
that's also kind of unisex. So it's
okay, cool. Yeah. Well, you know, also one man, it's monosyllabic. You can see, Anyway, it shares a letter. Yeah. Anyway, so
that sounds like beat poetry right there. No man, monosyllabic. We share a letter.
Snap my fingers. Right, so
no man.
Whoa man. Nice.
Don't know what the hell I'm saying.
Dude, man, time to take X ages to the poetry slam.
Exactly, dude. Crushing. Hell yeah.
Dude, you totally ripped at the poetry slam.
Dude, shredded their faces off with that poetry. They didn't even know it hit them.
Oh my goodness. So they're all getting older. I mean, like Hal Patino looks like shit.
He does look like
he really does.
He died like 4 years ago, and they just like keep propping him up or something.
Right. Yeah, clearly he did party back in the day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and and
He looks like the kind of guy you see in like those ads for like the affordable dentures and stuff like that. That's exactly, he has that kind of look about it.
Yeah,
like
and Pete Black looks like he's been like a shopping mall Santa like all these years, just biding his time.
He looks like the kind of guy that's been walking around a shopping mall, seeing what's in the garbage cans and trying to put them in his little bag he's carrying. He's got a little bit not doing so great, kind of
like just the beard is not well kept.
No, and he just looks like he's just grabbed whatever was in front of him and put it on, and like that's cool. It's, I don't know. He's when you look at the old pictures of Pete, like it's hard to even see the same guy there. It's like they don't even look like the same person. You know what I mean?
Again, it's because of his beard, which is not my favorite. But anyway,
he's so Gen Z, man. Beard enthusiast,
Yeah. So anyway, I just like that would be so cool if all those things happened, but like time's running out, the clock's ticking.
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
It's true.
So, King already had like open heart surgery like 15 or 16 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time, like 10, 12 years ago. Was that long?
It must have been like 15 years ago. Because like he was already back touring. So I think they started touring again in like 2014.
Oh, wow. He already completely recovered from open heart surgery.
Yeah, that was the first Warfield gig that my buddy Jay and I went to. So it's been that long. And then, 1, 2, 3.
Well, he has not put out a new album since, right? Like there's this
no.
It's like the album they've been waiting for.
Yeah, the last album was like 2008.
Oh, holy shit, man! I didn't know it was that long. It's almost 20 years ago. That's not. And they've been working on this new album for like 10 years. You know what I mean? I remember hearing like, oh yeah, we're close. It's kind of like a running joke between you and me. Like, we're so close. We got another song. Oh yeah, okay, dude, we got 3 songs now, and that was like 8 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So just King, you just write the lyrics. Let Gus G just write a King Diamond album. Just say, Gus, write the greatest King Diamond album and do what you must.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And let's see what happens, right?
I mean, that's what's going to either happen or nothing's going to happen. That's either that or nothing. Because King's he doesn't write music. It's not like he's writing guitar riffs.
I think he does. He does write guitar riffs.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah, King does write. And so that also, I can see then why if King has these riffs and then Andy contributes these things, that might be where it's obvious things aren't working,
Yeah, I mean, it could be also King wants to go in a different direction, and Andy's kind of like doing what Andy does. You know what I mean? If you listen to the Lex Legion album, you can hear that he's got his style. He's got the things he likes to do. You know what I mean? And maybe King wants to do something totally different. You know what I mean? Which is possible. I don't think that's a great idea. Personally, I don't want to hear him going in a totally different direction.
No, I don't want. I want this thing that is the thing.
Yeah. That's tough. It's funny when you look at people when they get older as artists, they want to still feel vital as artists and stuff, but they don't really realize that. Their audience is looking for something specific. The reason the audience loves that band is because there's a thing that band's delivering that only that band can deliver.
Right. If I'm at the steakhouse, serve me a steak.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that simple.
Yeah. It's totally true. Yeah. And I think that's tough because as an artist, I totally respect where they're coming from. Like, hey, I don't want to be like, binded in by this like idea of this is the only parameters you can stay within the King Diamond.
That's what side projects are for.
Yeah, exactly. I remember Eddie Van Halen saying shit like that back around the Van Halen 3 times. Like, no one's gonna tell me what a Van Halen song is. I wrote all the Van Halen songs. Like, yeah, but then you wrote a bunch of songs that no one liked. So it's like, I don't know. I get it from an artistic standpoint. I totally understand.
Sure.
Where you're coming from, but as a if you think about you're like a major touring artist, around the world with a worldwide fan base, you have to like. Think about that. You have to
give the people what they want.
Yeah, exactly. But whether you're not, also don't create a sound that you love and you consider it a part of yourself, and then just walk away from that sound and say, maybe I'm asking more from a human than they're capable of doing. But it's like if you love that sound originally, it should still be with you. You know what I mean? I don't know. For me, speaking as an artist myself, like the music I'm into now is largely the same kind of music I've always been into. It's like that sort of riff heavy rock, a little bit of progressiveness. Definitely some crazy over the top shredding melodicism. There's nothing about that doesn't agree with me. You know what I mean? So the idea of going in this other crazy direction, you know what I mean? And what's funny? This is completely a sidebar, but I saw this on the same idea. Ronnie Montrose did an interview where he was talking about Sammy Hagar and how he was telling how so glad he was that all the guys in Montrose left after the second album so he could explore his creativity. And I noticed that whenever he goes to play live, only things he plays are from the first 2 albums because that's what people know. Mm-hmm. No one knows what he did after that. He just kind of wandered off and did this weird proggy stuff that didn't really have hooks or melodies or it was just like. And I'm respectful of that because you followed your creative muse. That's awesome. But at the same time, if you had stuck with Sammy and let him co-write those tunes, you would have had about 10 more hits. And you'd be able to literally tour indefinitely at a high level. Not that he didn't play and stuff. But
Yeah.
Montrose, the band, like really wasn't what it was.
Like criminally underrated.
Yeah, but they had a great first 2 albums, and then Sammy left, and then everything just fell apart.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that kind of thing can be a blessing or a curse. You know what I mean? If you're like, I'm going to follow my own muse, like I get it and I respect that, but like that comes with a cost. You know what I mean? And
Sure, it gets harder as you get older too.
yeah, especially once you've got like 10, 15 albums out and people know what they want from you. You know, I can see that. But you know, look at bands like AC/DC. Doesn't seem to be a problem for them. You know, Metallica doesn't seem to be a problem for them. They play the same 20 songs over and over again. You know what I mean?
So if King Diamond really wants to knock it out of the park, yeah. So remember the music video for Spider Lily?
yeah.
Okay, so just like make a fucking horror movie. Make an actual horror movie that, film it. Film one. Film a horror movie. Like, go find an old abandoned asylum, hire some actors.
Yep.
You know,
Get like a $3 million budget together or something like that. Or
yeah, it doesn't need. I mean, you want it to be of a certain quality, but I think that could be achieved.
Well, dude, freaking
and then score it with your new
Obsession
album.
was like $1.5 million budget. You know what I mean?
It was $750,000.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you don't need that much to make a really good quality thing if you have someone who's young and hungry and willing to do it. You know what I mean?
Like find a young director,
Yeah.
right, to direct it along with you, King. You know, because you want to be involved. So like,
Well, produce it and let him direct it. You know what I mean? It's
so just like make it happen, King. Like that's how you come back from this.
Yeah.
Although it would still be better if Andy were on guitar, but whatever. Make it. Then it'll be so much of a new thing.
Yeah.
Then I could accept it as a whole new thing and like, okay, and you went in another direction. I mean, King Diamond fans for years have been talking about like how one of the albums should be turned into a movie script.
Yeah. Well, it's a bunch of all of them really could be turned into a movie script.
Them in Conspiracy is enough. But Abigail would be perfect. I've got an Abigail graphic novel in the house.
Yeah.
So it's like a comic book, right?
Yeah.
So there it is. Now it's all storyboarded out. Now film it.
Yeah. Well, I guess the reason that hasn't happened is they're wondering what's the audience for it. Like, how big is the actual audience for that? You know, because
They've got to have numbers from like streaming and DVD sales.
I mean, I'm
and
sure they
Blu-ray
do.
sales
I
from
mean-
when the live stuff came out.
and I think also
Previous album sales when albums sold. I mean, it's not like King just showed up and doesn't know what his fan base
it's definitely
is.
possible that like there's enough people to make it a profitable enterprise to do that, right? I think there's also a bias amongst the people who are in charge of like deciding what gets made and what doesn't get made at like studios and independent. There's the financiers who are independent film financiers and stuff like that. They just aren't aware of King Diamond and that kind of thing. And they probably say, okay, satanic horror metal. They probably don't look at that and say, well, gangbusters, blockbuster, thing.
I mean, horror's killing right now.
It is,
right?
you're not wrong. But do people know who King Diamond is, and would they have to like explain to people a lot more about what it's about? The average schmo on the street. Does
So
that
the
know,
thing about horror movie, like horror as a genre, it's generally perceived as cheap to make.
Yep, and very profitable. So
And very
the budget,
profitable.
Really, really cheap. Have some some unknown actors in there.
Yeah.
Who are good, but people don't know them, and then you just.
So there's a guy named Charles Band who he had a company called Full Moon Video or Full Moon Releasing, right? And so that's like when you were a kid and you'd go to the pharmacy and you could rent a movie there at the pharmacy, right?
Yeah.
So if you've heard of movies like Subspecies, it's like a vampire movie. So like so that would be like a Puppet Master. That's a Full Moon like releasing, so just straight to video stuff, but it was pretty good quality though,
Yeah.
right? Castle Freak, that's a Full Moon production, right?
So if you like get in that kind of world.
Well, yeah. So, like, when they made Subspecies, it takes place in a castle. Well, so they went to, like, Romania or, like, Czechoslovakia and found an old castle, and they shot there on location. Okay, great. So that all looks really good. It's not a cheesy-ass set. It didn't cost you a whole lot.
Yeah.
Right? And
Because in Slovakia, like $1 would buy you a house there. You know what I mean? So-
totally, yeah. I feel like filmed in, like, Eastern Europe, right?
Yeah.
Where it's cheap, right?
Yep.
But it still looks great. Like, there's smart ways to get that stuff done. So Charles Band, if you're listening, please, Charles Band and King Diamond,
in touch with King
please
Diamond.
get together. You could make it happen.
Yes. My God.
And make it, and then make it like a Shudder exclusive thing or whatever. When it releases, people sign up for Shudder.
Oh, for
AMC
sure.
gives you a cut.
I would say if it, especially when it's straight to streaming or something like that, that would be kind of a no-brainer. If they can make it for a reasonable budget and do that, that makes sense. And it would freak a lot of people out. They'd be like, "Oh my God, this is incredible!" And if that came on the heels of the new release too,
Yeah.
that'd be boom, boom. So we'll see what these got in mind. I mean, I don't know, man. It's always a bummer when like a longtime member of a band that you love leaves. It kind of feels like
the last original member.
Yeah, well, wasn't he like wasn't the co-founder, but he's like one of the guys that really was like you associate. With
He was
King
there
Diamond.
from the beginning.
Yeah, you associate the King Diamond with Andy LaRocque. You know what I mean?
That's right. It's King and Andy, and I don't care who else.
Yeah, and then whoever else they'll figure out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only who else I care about is in Lex Legion.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. I'll tell you the number one, I really wanted Mickey D back in the band for the longest fucking time. Like, it always bummed me out that he was playing in Motorhead, which I liked Motorhead, but I always felt like Motorhead was so, like, below...
Yeah.
Like the edge of Mickey's ability.
You know what's crazy? Like in my life recently, I've gotten in a lot of, I wouldn't say arguments, but like disagreements with people about Motorhead. Like I just don't like that band, and I'm not saying I disrespect Lemmy's place in rock and roll history or anything like that, but it's just their music isn't for me. And I feel like
I can see it.
I get a lot of hate. I get a little like I hate punk with every fiber of my being.
But it's not punk though.
No, it's not. But it's also not awesome either. It's not like I don't know.
It is. No, there's some good riffs, man. Like Jailbait's a good riff.
I don't know. It's just not for me. Like let's not relitigate this.
The double kick stuff that Phil the Animal Taylor, get it?
Yeah.
was hugely influential.
No, it was.
You know,
but you could also say Lars Ulrich was hugely influential too.
Who? What?
Lars Ulrich was hugely influential too, and it doesn't mean he's good. You know what I mean?
No, but see, I don't think that. I mean, Lars was just doing something that Phil the Animal inspired him to do.
I guess that makes sense. But
so that's why
I just don't dig their music, man. That's not that. It's not. I think it sucks.
It's fine. It's like
not,
I don't.
It's not for me. I feel like there's a lot of like peer pressure to like Motorhead. I'm like,
I you know, if it comes on,
I don't care about peer pressure.
Cool.
By
the way, I'll tell you what. Actually, Dave Grohl did an album called Probot that actually has King Diamond on it.
Wow.
Yeah, he did a song with King Diamond. It was like
that's so cool that like someone that is mainstream as Dave Grohl like knows who King Diamond is.
Yeah, well, and a person who's like participated in so much damage to human culture,
just trying to like make it up for a little bit. Hey,
yeah, exactly.
Sorry about that whole destroying the world thing.
Yeah, here you go. So there's a track on that album called "Shake Your Blood" that he wrote with Lemmy.
Oh wow,
that's really fucking good. I encourage everyone to check it out. Oh, there's also I forget which Huntress album, but the song "I Want to Fuck You to Death."
That's a co-write with Lemmy?
Jill Janis and Lemmy Kilmister wrote that together.
Well, you know what? Famously, a lot of the No More Tears Ozzy album was written with Kate by Lemmy.
Oh, yeah. Hellraiser is a Lemmy.
There's a couple of tunes.
Lemmy was a pretty good songwriter.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I never heard anything from Motorhead that made me go, yeah, I love this. You know what I mean? I just haven't. But I haven't heard enough Motorhead. Maybe that's possibly what it is. But just
check out Jailbait. That's probably my favorite Motorhead. Like just as
you and I have
riff.
Similar tastes, and so I would assume so. But
so the riff for Jailbait is a lot like Shout at the Devil.
Okay. Well, I don't know. It's just not my thing. You know what I mean?
No, that's fine. I get that.
I've many things like the Beatles is a whole nother thing. But anyway, it's just not. I'm not into it, man. That's not what it's about.
Fair enough.
Exactly. See, that's what I want to hear. Fair enough. It's okay.
Yeah,
like what you like,
totally.
people. Let other people like what they like, and it's all good. You know what I mean?
It's Yep. Yeah. So I feel that way about a lot of bands. Like, I like Dream Theater every time I hear it, and I like John Petrucci. Yeah. But I'm not like a bona fide fan.
See, I'm a huge fan of Dream Theater.
No, I know that. Yeah, that's why I'm using Dream Theater as an example.
They're my third favorite band of all time.
I've never heard Dream Theater and not been like, fuck, those guys are awesome.
Yeah. But I've never felt that way about Motorhead. I've never like, fuck, these guys are awesome. I've never felt that. You know what I mean? I feel like
they rock.
They're cool at what they do.
Okay, so Motorhead's kind of like. They're sort of like AC/DC.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And I never felt that way about AC/DC either. Like that, AC/DC has great hooks and melodies and stuff, though. You know what I mean?
You've got, Highway to Hell and Back in Black are essential.
Hell's Bells. There's so many great AC/DC songs.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many. God, Shoot to Thrill. I mean, like Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. There's a lot of great.
So it's like Hell's like.
Those guys I don't see as like a musician band. I see them as a great song band. You know what I mean?
You're right. Well, that's kind of how Motorhead is.
Yeah, but I don't think their songs are that good.
Within what they're good in a simple, like visceral way that AC/DC is.
I think what it is there's and this is something that I found that's more like a thing that is unique to my particular self is that it's about the aesthetic of the band as much as about what they're actually doing. Does that make sense? And I think that I don't give a shit about the aesthetic as much as I care about the music. Same thing with King Diamond in a strange way. I don't really care about the aesthetic. I care about the music.
Well, Motorhead doesn't really have an aesthetic. They're t-shirts and jeans.
No, but they're like
there is no
on the road. Kind of, Lemmy's the.
The road crew. That's We Are the Road Crew. That's a great song.
I think that's a part of what makes that band so appealing is that they have this like Lemmy and like there's like this thing. There's like this vibe that they have.
Yeah, he's being himself. He's just this kind of dirty bloke that wants. There's a documentary about Lemmy that's real well worth
legendary.
watching. Right?
I care so much less about that than I care about the actual music that they're playing.
So
though,
AC/DC is simple, but it's great because it swings.
Yeah.
Motorhead
grooves are undeniable in AC/DC. That's why that stuff
Motorhead is
kicks ass.
simple, but they're just trying to like destroy you, right? Like it's not okay. It's not a like okay. AC/DC is a swing or a shuffle.
Yeah.
Motorhead's a gallop.
Yeah, I mean, I get why people like them. It's not. I would be lying if I said I'm really into them. You know what I mean?
That's okay. I get that.
I respect people too much to like lie to them about that. I'm not going to say, oh, I love
totally.
this band. You know what I mean? It's I unabashedly love Rush and Dream Theater, and I unabashedly love.
Yeah, I mean, I unabashedly I love Rush too.
Yeah,
How do you not love
those are
Rush?
bands that I love with all my heart. Van Halen, obviously, the first amongst them. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think
Ozzy Osbourne. That's how I feel about Ozzy
yeah,
Osbourne.
but those guys, those other bands, AC/DC, I really like and respect, even though I think that they're pretty, rudimentary in terms of their music. You know what I mean?
I like and respect Dream Theater, even though like I might sometimes get lost in the over complexity.
Yeah, I agree, and I think I can see why that would be something. That's the complexity with Dream Theater is part of the fabric of Dream Theater. You know,
Dream Theater is all above the shoulders and not at all below the belt.
That's not entirely true. That's definitely not entirely true. You have to listen to some more Dream Theater.
Okay, so so we'll have to curate. We'll have to do some listening together to I'll curate some Motorhead songs. And I'll point out.
I'm willing to be a fan. I'm not like I will never be a fan. Never. I'm not saying that.
So Motorhead is all below the belt and not at all above the shoulders.
So I mean
they're like
that might be what it is.
Yeah,
maybe that's why that doesn't jump out at me.
I think so.
Yeah, there's not a lot of virtuosity going on in Motorhead though either. That's the thing.
The guitar players weren't bad, but they're
not.
Like,
they're like less than KK Downing, Glenn Tipton level though. You know what I mean? They're like around. They're a little less than that. You know
they're
what I mean?
closer to KK, not Glenn Tipton.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I want to hear some badassery. I want to hear that. And it's just that's not there.
Yeah, you're not going to hear any. Yeah, you're not going to hear any like twos or sixes thrown into that minor pentatonic.
Yeah.
It's just going to be minor pentatonic,
or like a lot of arpeggios or like
there will be no
diatonic
arpeggios
scales and stuff like that. Phrygian mode, that kind of thing.
There will be no modes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not into it. I want it to be like more interesting than that. You know what I mean? But it's all good. I'm not saying they suck. Though, please don't take the I'm not into this band for me saying they suck.
So,
I think that's a presumptuous thing for anyone to say this band sucks. I think
there's some band.
I think the right thing to say is
Pearl Jam.
It's not
Pearl
for
Jam
me.
sucks.
No, I think they suck too. But that's
yeah. So there we go.
But if I'm being totally like honest, they're just not for me. They're for somebody. They're not.
No,
for
I'm
me.
being totally honest. Pearl Jam fucking sucks. They fucking suck.
It's all Eddie Vedder's fault, isn't it? It's just his.
I mean, look, if you want to like criticize
Stone Gossard
guitar,
apparently was like a big Michael Schenker fan. Strangely enough.
Then how come his pentatonic licks are so bad?
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. Like
They're
Korn.
so
Korn's
bad.
a huge Steve Vai fan. Like, really? Why do you suck?
Yeah, why do you
Steve Vai
suck?
fan? That doesn't make any sense. It's like
I was watching that Charvel documentary we were talking about.
I watched
right?
it. Yeah,
yeah, and they're interviewing
freaking
like,
Head. I know.
Why? I don't care what Head has.
Well, because he's not like
shit.
an '80s guy. They need to bring someone who they see as like a newer guy, and so it's not just like this nostalgia.
Yeah, and then
trip,
then he left Korn and got all Born Again and stuff. It's just man, like if I couldn't dislike
he spent like
you
as much
more,
time on his chops, he wouldn't have to worry about being born again.
Yeah, no shit, because he'd have chops.
Yeah, exactly. But he's not going to do that.
No, he's not.
He's not going to work on his chops because he doesn't need to because he wasn't Korn.
He should just have like a one-string guitar that's a low B string.
Yeah.
That would be like the Korn guitar.
Honestly, they should just put their guitars in their cases and never open those cases again.
I think so.
That's what would be best for everyone. If
they could
did
pick
that,
up some new hobbies.
Yes, exactly. Perhaps like yarn, like doing yarn and
like
knitting
backgammon
and stuff. Backgammon. I heard pickleball is really popular.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Those are all things they could do instead of making.
I think the perfect hobby for a former Korn member would be frisbee golf.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That seems losery enough.
Yeah, exactly. Frisbee golf followed by like a competitive cornhole.
Cornhole.
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
You could spell it with a K.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
Anything to keep them from playing music.
Just play cornhole.
Just as long as they're doing other things besides trying to play guitars.
I could totally see the guys of Korn just like wandering around Carmichael Park.
Yeah.
Like,
and it would fit right in, dude.
Yeah, they would just fit. They're just like the people I try to avoid.
Aren't you that like every other guy that's here too?
Man, the homeless crisis really is out of control. Oh, hi, Head.
Oh my God, that's Monkey. Oh, I didn't know.
It's Jonathan Davis. He's in the porta potty again.
Exactly.
He's passed out in the porta potty.
Bro. That's where he lives. It's all good.
He's a freak on a leash.
Yeah, whatever, man.
You guys are so weird.
Yeah. I'm so glad that anybody too young to have heard of Korn is. I mean, I'm really jealous that I have to know who Korn is. Like, it's already in my brain. I know who that is. I conjure an image in my head. When I hear the name Korn, I can think of them. And that makes me so like envious of someone who doesn't have that burden to carry. You know what I mean?
I know. I agree completely.
Really sad. Limp Bizkit's even worse, by the way.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Worse.
So we've actually. So King Diamond, man, it's above the shoulders and it's also below the belt.
Yeah, but the thing is, Lex Legion's there. Hopefully, King is there. It's gonna be a happy ending for everybody. That's what we're hoping for.
Well, as happy as possible, right? Like,
Yeah.
so there's still the loss.
There's the loss. You got to feel it.
The loss still exists.
Got to process it, and then
We have
eventually
to process the
someone's gonna
lost
get-
legion.
Now, you guys listening to this have to process the fact that it's time for Ryan and I to go away again for another week. So, thank you so much for listening to the Rock Guitar Confidential podcast with Ryan and Scott. Please make sure to like, rate, and subscribe to this podcast. For more information on us or our band, Ex Aegis, please check out our website at www. Oh my God, I was going to do it for you. exaegisband.com. Sorry, Ryan. That was encroaching on your territory, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. So what's that? What's that website? It's exaegisband.com.
You almost pulled a King Diamond on me and had me like kicked out of the podcast.
I'm not going to use those other four ones you brought to the table. So it's like,
okay, cool. That's www.exaegisband.com.
There you find links to our social media. Please make sure to follow us on social media, and please make sure to smash that subscribe button and check out all the future episodes of Rock Guitar Confidential. And if you subscribe, you can check out all the past episodes, which are like 120 now or something like that.
120 plus if you count the interviews.
Exactly. So you guys need to go do that, right? So we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.
Peace.